My name's Mark Ford, as you obviously can see now. I've been with the six-figure mentors, Stuart and Jay, on as an affiliate and also on the internal team. I've been with the company since May 2011, and in one way or another, I've run a home business for 24 years. So real estate and lots of other things. But blogging is what I got into with the SFM when I started, because I'd invested all my money into UK property and left myself more or less broke and didn't have a marketing budget to get into affiliate marketing with the SFM. So that's sort of what I've done. And then I had a 5-year contract being Mastermind Experience Liaison, which is how I really got to know Anita and Steve, with them being Mastermind Experience members. And that took me away from blogging. So I was very heavy on blogging 2011 through to about 15, 16, 17, but then it was drop off. And then I really got burnt out with the Mastermind Experience role on the internal team. And so I took a decision at the end of last June 2020 to end it, which was quite an upheaval at the time. And, have I done the right thing there and all the rest of it. But I really felt whacked, burnt out, knackered, couldn't deliver to the professional level. I decided to step back for a while. I took 3 months out and thought, what the hell are you doing? This is not you. You've lost your purpose. You've lost your identity, loyally stepping up for others, help them achieve their inner peace. And realised that really trying to retire was not for me. Continue to live the two-centre life between the UK and Cyprus, with my son being in the UK. I'm separated, so I'm not married or anything, so I had a lot of freedom to decide what I wanted to do. But I got to September and picked up a court pension. I'm a UK lawyer, solicitor. I started to pick up a pension because I have just turned 60, and I know you want to tell me that I don't look old enough, but I did make those years. Right, so I turned 60 and picked up a pension from Her Majesty's government. Thank you, government, but I did pay for it for 42 years. And I thought, well, it's great having the money, it's great all this time, but I can't be doing it. It's not me. I don't want. I felt a bit lonely, isolated, COVID, or being locked away and all that, and really lost my identity. So starting 1st of October, I came back and I've started to brand myself as a home business consultant, and really started to work on a brand that while I was the Mastermind Experience Liaison, that had been left on the shelf for a while, called Nice Money Publications, publishing information to help people make nice money from home, but more enabling me through that to live the purpose that we all get given through the platinum branding process. Platinum that was called platinum, it's something else now. And really, so I've really started blogging heavily again from October. And if you went to my website, you'll see me there are blog posts being produced each and every day. And over the last couple of weeks or so, getting into January, I've covered a lot of content around what is a really favourite topic of mine, blogging, but it's really content marketing, and appreciating that when you get into blogging, it's not just to make sales with the six-figure mentors. It's got to be what you get up to do in the morning. It's what you are about, that you're looking to connect to your audience through your content, and appreciating that you can make money with blogging, not just from being an affiliate, but there are fantastic networks, advertising networks out there, Google AdSense and a lot of others. You can't get into the bigger networks, advertising networks, until you've really got a lot of content and good traffic going to your website. And what's good about this for me is I've challenged myself. So I succeeded with this in terms of being an affiliate. But let me let this cat out. Well, that's a bit of an introduction. I'll carry on. Right, I've got, come here.
Mark is another cat lover like ourselves. Oh,
hello.
This is Tiger, and Tiger wants to go out.
Right? Okay. Can't interrupt Tiger's routine. I think Claire's gone to get it. Oh,
it's a cat webinar.
Hey. Beautiful.
Well, I got 2 dogs. Should I leave?
Yeah, we don't have dog lovers.
So, yeah, let me carry on from where I was at. So I'm really starting back into this. So I'm in a way a bit like yourselves even though I've been around SFM for 10 years, getting on for 10 years now. I'm really only just starting again with my blogging from October onwards, but have done that extensively within the SFM before I got the SFM contract. So that's me in a way.
Mark, can I ask you a question then? Because
I wanted to know how you want me to play this. How can I add value here? How can I help the members? Because obviously nobody perhaps knows me. I haven't been so active in the SFM for a while because of reasons I've just explained. I've was very heavy with this all the way from 2011 through to 2020, and then tried to take time out and realised I'm getting bored here. I can't. Wasn't for me. So yeah. How do you want to?
That's why
is this a Q&A or how do you want to do it?
I think that will be best, actually, Mark. Really.
We can do a bit of everything if we want. We'll just see how the members go with it.
Do you want to get your question?
I was going to say firstly, because I've never asked you this. Were you always into writing?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm a former. I'm a qualified solicitor in the United Kingdom, member of the Law Society, and in my legal career, obviously, I was always before the days of how much we use computers, doing a lot of writing on good old-fashioned paper, and I love to write. You won't see me doing videos, more videos than writing written blogs. I like to write. I enjoy writing.
Yeah.
My mind flows when I'm writing more than when I'm trying to do a video.
Okay. I'd never asked you that, so I thought, why not?
I think you have to have a flair for it. You have to enjoy it, but then you also have to appreciate that if you want to blog and writing's not for you, then if you've got a budget, when I do blogging without spending hardly any money, but if you do have a budget, there are various outsourcing websites out there. I Need Articles is a great one that I use, Text Broker, good old, obviously Upworks and a lot of freelance and indeed our own. We have digital writers within our own digital business lounge that can be used. So you can outsource your content. I'm working today on my latest one. It's draft at the moment, but it's how many times should I blog? And I would say up to you, but obviously if you don't have a marketing budget and you want to connect to your audience, you're not going to achieve that without a marketing budget of just very short posts. You'll need to do long posts of up to 1,500 words, and it would need to be done every day really. If you're just going to do one a week, one a month, you're not going to get much traction. The search engines like websites that have been updated on a regular basis, and you have to be able to syndicate, which means distribute your content that you've produced as well. So in a way, it can be said that the blog itself doesn't produce the money. It's the system that you have around it. It's the distribution that you have around it. So long answer to a question, but I like to write over videos. I do enjoy writing, yes.
See, I'm the opposite. I prefer the videos to the writing.
Well, you do my videos and I'll do your writing.
Collaboration. How much, if you don't mind me asking, Mark, were you earning at the height, and was it consistent? I know we've had a chat before about this, but if you don't mind sharing what you got up to.
The results with the SFM are historic, but as I just told you, I'm coming back again. But I was consistently making money. Within my first months of being a member, I made elite sales and $1,000 commissions just from blog posts. I joined in the May, and by the September, I did $2,000 or $3,000 in sales from content. But I would say it's become harder over the years to get traction in that way. I think the search engines it was easier to get ranked in the earlier days than perhaps it is now.
Yeah.
They prefer now quality over content and having a distribution system. I would advise members not just to leave their blog sitting on their websites, and even all your pages, you can add them to Google Publisher. and get them in the news section of the actual search results as well. Don't just rely on them getting ranked into the into Google in one section. Also, always optimize your images as well. But I have made up to $30,000 in a month from blogging. But it is, and I'll repeat, the system you put around it. So when somebody interacts with your content, don't just say one word, great. It is, what do you then do? What system do you have within your business to connect with that person? So I used to, on a Thursday afternoon, bring them onto Skype at the time. It would be Zoom now, but bring them onto Skype and have the Thursday afternoons written out. So if somebody sent me a comment, or somebody had connected with me, sent me an email, answered something about a piece of content that I'd written, I would have a templated email that I would send out to them, and I invite them to join me on a Skype call and ask them to add me on Skype. And then I'd sign a lot of people up on the Thursday. So the content was a front end lead into a conference call a lot of the time, and do it that way. So I've said it 2 or 3 times, but it's a system that you put around it. If you just put a piece of content on your website and fold your arms and go make a cup of tea and wait, well, good luck, because you need a blogging system for this to work. So I've had $30,000 months, I've had $3,000, and it's anywhere in between. I am a 6-figure blogger with the SFM. That's what perhaps led into the conference. I've been number 1 on the leaderboard. I don't like saying these types of things, because it's more about helping people. It's more about, it's not how much money I've made, because my results won't be yours. And so disclaimer around that. You may not make any money at all. It depends how you go about it. It depends what system you've got. It depends what distribution system you've got. It depends how often you blog. It depends to an extent how much you care about your audience and how much time you're going to put in to connect with them. So a lot of things. So I've been on number 2 on the leaderboard in terms of the most sales. I've been awarded MacBook Pros, Mont Blanc pens, mini iPads, all sorts of things. I've spoken from stage, but these days I've done it, I've been there, but I want to, with where I am now, past the mastermind experience contract I had. I want to go back out through my brand and help people with starting a home business. People who are, as a former lawyer myself, I was very much fed up with that career. So I want to reach out to those people. I don't consider investing in UK real estate, UK properties as a landlord is lucrative, really. In the experience I've had in 14 years, I want to reach out to those people and show them that there are alternative ways to make income from home. And just generally, anybody that has a reason for wanting to start a business from home, I want to show them that having no money is not a barrier to success. It isn't. There always is a way. It just depends on your goals and how much you want them, and your own objectives, and how driven you are really to achieve that. So
that's a really good share, because I think a lot of people, we get a lot of emails from the people when they first come in saying, can't do this because I've got no money. And we're like, no, that is just your belief that you are putting that in your way to stop you progressing any further. There are ways and means of doing this, and it's if you overcome the challenge and tackle it head on, isn't it? There are systems set up and things you can do without money.
So
we've got a load of content, LinkedIn trainings, all sorts of content within our dashboard, within our back offices that perhaps we don't look at enough. It's studying them and then thinking about how you can apply that into your business. I'm a person who had a lot of money from a legal career, and alongside that I was running a 10-year entertainment agency business as well, and I put £2 million into UK property, and I looked at my bank balance and thought, what the hell have you done? You've got none left. And I was driven initially through getting money to basically survive. My business partner in my property business at the time, and she's a big friend of mine these days, but she helped me through a number of years in different ways until I was able to make the money through blogging. But I turned to the internet to find a way I could make money working from home on the internet, given I'd got rid of everything that I had. And I joined the SFM when I saw a landing page from Stuart telling me how he'd made $400 in 6 months or something. But I came to realize eventually that money is a drowning subject, if that's the phrase to use, because you have to put that out of your mind. You only get money as a byproduct of helping somebody. And so I had to think how I could create blogs and content that would help somebody in some way, and do it in that way, rather than showing through your content you need money. But certainly I was put through this blogging challenge by Stuart and Jay, and that turned me into the blogger on the back of a conference that I went to, when I then joined up as Mastermind Experience member when I didn't have any money to do that either. So I got into, I took money, I remortgaged houses and did it that way. What I'm trying to say, I joined with a need for money, and then got into blogging and looked at ways you can actually market without money. And I think there's a big need for this, and has been for years within the community, because it's always a lot of the time been about pay-per-click and paid marketing. You could say that, and agree or disagree on this, you could say that when you have people connect to you through your content, they are people who's a lot more interested in you and your content than about a paid ad that's stuck in front of somebody's face following around the internet, because they've actually followed your content, they've searched for it in the search engines, and they've actually clicked through to your content. And then you need to make sure that you've got at the bottom of your content call to actions, so that you actually take them on a path from search engine to your content out to a landing page or wherever you want to take them.
Can you share your screen at all, Mark?
Yeah, I will. I want to share some articles I've written, and maybe a couple of videos.
Yeah, grill.
But one tip I'd give is, this is just flowing as it's flowing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm hopefully giving you some value here, but calls to actions don't need to be buy my stuff all the time. I'll suggest you have a rotational call to action system at the bottom of your content. And what I mean by that is, don't always send them to a landing page or a sales page to make an affiliate sale. Invite them to leave a comment at the bottom to continue the conversation. Invite them to go to your contact page to get in touch with you. Send them off to, if you've got an automated webinar, to a webinar that you may have set up. Send them from your content, your call to action, to your social media channels. In other words, make sure you switch your calls to actions around, and I would say only 1 in 5 times do you invite them to go and buy something, or actually opt in with you. Lead with value first and the sale second. Okay. I've just talked at you, and I don't know Des, Claire and Shane, Laverne, how you doing? I don't know Terry, new members, Sophie. I mean, these two, Anita and Steve, these are all your members. You've been busy. Sophie, Eamon, Karen, Martin, really great to meet you. Welcome to the company. It's a fantastic place. You've got your hand up, Deej. Hello, how you going? How can I help you, Deej? I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. Forgive me if I'm not.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine, Mark. Thanks for being with us this morning.
No, it's all right. I'm sort of not used to this anymore. I did this for 5 years, and I haven't done a call like this since last June. So I'm feeling like you. Oh, can I do this again?
Just one more hello to Anita and Steve as well. I haven't seen you for a while. Hi there, how you doing?
Hi, Deej.
We're all right, Deej.
Yeah,
Good to see you.
How can I help you?
So yeah, so I'm very interested in what you're saying about blogging. I enjoy writing, and I've actually recently just started blogging in a small way. I'm wondering about growing it and getting traction, that sort of thing. So I think my blogs are a bit on the small side. I'm not up to 1,500 words a go, but that's something I could work on. The things I am interested in specifically that you mentioned was syndicating in Google Publisher. Could you give us a little bit more about those, please?
Yes, certainly. So if we go to, I'll share a screen, right?
Is it letting you share more?
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
just setting it up. So if we go to, I don't know, anything really, anything. If we go to, can you see that when you I'm just using any old keyword phrase, but it'll always take you to the All tab. But what you want to do is, if you put into your WordPress dashboard the all-in-one search engine optimization plugin, then you can connect that up as well. You can connect that up to Google News, because you have a news tab, and what you want to do is try and get your blog posts. You have to apply to Google for them to accept your website. So I'm in that process at the moment, and they're not going to be interested if you're doing one blog post a month, or you're not a very regular blogger. They want to see somebody who's really into the niche, wants to really add value into the niche. And what you want to try and do is get your blogs listed in this news tab here, and you have to connect your, as I've just said, your website up to Google Publisher. So you just search in here Google Publisher. You have to go through a process, a form to fill out, send it off to them, and they will tell you whether or not your website's approved. And then, as I say, you're trying to get it ranked there so that people then can subscribe to your blog as well, and they can have, every time you produce a new piece of content, it can get sent to them via Google, and also through RSS feeds. But also, one thing that people, while I'm on this, forget about is that they think about the words within the content, but often will not I'm in the process of going through literally hundreds of images and optimizing them. So I just typed in any old keyword phrase, but whatever keyword you want to put in, you want to also try and make sure you optimize your images. So this here will be the title of the article on somebody's website, and and then when they click it, it actually goes to the actual website. So if somebody comes to Google and types in "change my lifestyle," these are the images that Google has optimized at the top. So I can see that they haven't got no description. You want to, within your WordPress dashboard, if you click in the media library and click on an image, you can put the title into the title for the image in there, and you must include, like in this case, you would include the keyword "change my lifestyle." Make sure you fill out the alt tag, which is the keyword for the image, and make sure you fill out the description box, and then make sure you link that image to somewhere on your website where you talk about the particular keyword. So the people who are ranking in these top part here above the fold, they are taking time, obviously, to optimize all of their images so that they can actually then get a free visit potentially to their website. Somebody who searches "change my lifestyle" and clicks on the images tab in Google is going to obviously see these and start clicking on these images, and then clicking here. And then what will happen is they'll end up on the website free of charge, reading the article, which then has a call to action to take them out to wherever it is they want them to go to. So you want to get your content within the Google News publishing process as well. Your videos as well, optimize them in here, and not just getting your article in the top 10 here. So I don't know if Deej, that helps in any way, but you want to, in terms of blog syndication and sharing your content, you want to put it out through social media, there is a really good resource called onlywire.com.
Sorry, say that again.
Onlywire.com, where you can add your RSS feed into onlywire.com. They have a free version and they have a paid version, so that every time you do a fresh piece of content, that software will automatically create posts around 50 different social bookmarking and also social media sites. So you want to, there's also just things that are coming to mind. It's just a bit random, Anita and Steve, but hopefully it's okay. There's a website out there called onesignal.com that I'm looking at. One Signal. And we see when we go searching around the internet and we put keywords in and we look for content, we will be followed, won't we, in some ways. We get, Google actually shares different content with us. And the way it does it, if you go and subscribe to a particular website or somebody's content, like I subscribe to Cyprus Mail because it's telling me what's going on with COVID in Cyprus. When you subscribe, Cyprus Mail is signed up to One Signal. What does that actually do? You know, when we're on our laptops, we see these notifications coming across the top of our screen. And so it's giving you, and that's giving me what is the latest updates, the latest blog posts, the latest articles from, in this case, Cyprus Mail. So what if your website is signed up to that? Then when people sign up to that feed in a way, when they sign up to the feed for your website, every time you produce a piece of content, they're sitting on their laptop, and imagine how many laptops are around the world. You get a notification that comes across the top of the screen, which they can click, and that takes them to your website to see the latest piece of content. You can use Quick Blast on syndication, and you can also go into your Weber account, and a very underused part of that is the blog broadcast section. And in the blog broadcast section, you can set up a template. And you can tell a Weber and that template that every time you produce, let's say, 7 pieces of new content, it will automatically, without you going anywhere near it, because it's a set it up once and forget it, it will automatically send out a broadcast to everybody on your list about the latest. It's up to you. You can do it every 3 posts, every 10 posts, 20 posts, whatever. But you can, it'll automatically send out a broadcast to your whole list. And on the left-hand side, it will show it'll show excerpts, the latest, like little snippets of your content with links to the full content. So it'll send out a broadcast to your list, and then on the left-hand side, the latest articles. So if you've told it to send it out after 7, it will show the latest 7 articles. And then on the right-hand side, you can put one of the banners, the crisis opportunity in a crisis banner that Stuart's one of the latest ones they produced for us. You could put that on the right-hand side of the template, link to your affiliate link, and you can create a nice template that will go out automatically with your own company branding on it. So that's a thing you can do. So blog syndication is a very deep subject. I have a whole system that I employ around it. Using somebody in Fiverr to determine what you might consider your best article of the week, turning it into SlideShare and putting it into slideshare.net, and turning it into a video, and then having somebody in Fiverr or some other outsourcing website actually distributing that video across lots of video distribution sites, because the idea is that you have this central piece of content or this website that's sitting in the middle of everything. So if you repurpose all the content through in SlideShare and lots of other different places, and issue iwsw.com, where you can go to print friendly and turn your content into a PDF and then put that into issue as well, and be a regular publisher in there. The point is, you have all these fingers, arrows, points pointing back to that piece of article, to that article on your website, so that somebody who repurposes your article and puts a video into YouTube will also be instructed by you, unless you're going to do it yourself, to write in the description box under the video in YouTube what the article is all about and how it helps and how it adds value, how it actually helps them with a particular issue they have. And then it has a link that comes back to your piece of content and to your website. And if you repeat that in SlideShare and all over the place and social media, you've got all these links coming back to your website and to your content. So you want to think of your blog post a bit like a hub that sits in the middle, your website as a hub and the blog content as a hub. And you want to point fingers at that content from everywhere you possibly can. And you can't really achieve that working on your own. So you need to have a limited syndication system at the start. But as you expand and your money flows, you want to consider getting somebody else to spread your content widely. Research into blog syndication on the internet is time well spent. But I've given you a few tips there. And then you want to think about, how can I make money blogging, and not just for six-figure mentors. You want to spread it wider. So I'm going to perhaps share a couple of articles with you, which will set out ways you can make money with blogging, so that the wider you take your mind and the way you think about this, the more opportunity you'll have to make this successful than just trying to do it for SFM.
Mhm.
Brilliant, Mark.
Nice one, Mark. Brilliant.
I mean, a lot of that is like, because we've written one blog just to put in mentors, just to say we'd had a little go, but like, it was just an affiliate link to SFM. Apart from that, we've done nothing. Like, that is just blown my mind.
Will that do you, Deej? Is that all right, Deej?
That's certainly something to start me and get my teeth into. Yeah.
Yeah.
The most money that can be made from blogging, and I'm going to turn my blog now over this year, next year. You want to think about it. Your first year is really setting the foundation. From the experience I had with the six-figure mentors, I made my big money in year 2 onwards and made bits of money in the first year. But 2 words: don't quit.
Yeah.
And remember, and also remember, it's not about you. It's if you're not getting any an audience, then you've got to change the way you're doing it. You're not connecting. You're just writing for yourself, and you're just speaking more about what you want than what they want. And it was my changing that round that helped with my SFM sales. But think about it as a long-term plan than a short-term one. If you have a marketing budget, great, go that way. But think wider than the SFM. So the biggest amount of money, I think, as we develop a blog is made from advertising networks. And there's a video I watched from a 22-year-old, because I'm really getting into where blogging sits as I do this, because blogging isn't just a blog, it's the research at the same time. If you fail to research, your blog will fail. So you need to be really connected to where it sits in the year that you're blogging. So I'm doing a lot of research as well. And I came across a video and I could play it if you like. I don't know how much time we've got, but I like this topic, so I'll keep talking all day if you want. But, it's up to each person here how much time we've got. But I've put her video on my blog as well, a 22-year-old who's turned her blog into $30,000 a month.
Oh, fantastic.
And that it is, if you use blogging as a way to get a marketing budget for SFM, it's good, but you've got to think of it long term. What she said, and which is what I'm going to explore, is you really need to get your blog content into the bigger advertising networks, and starting out with Google AdSense and another one that she mentioned. I'll play the video if I've got time. Mm-hmm. But that's how you'll make a lot of money. Is basically they give you pieces of code and you can put put it across your content, and they'll display various adverts on your website. But they're not going to be interested until you've got traffic going to your website. So the one that's good to start with at the outset is Google AdSense. And so sign up to Google AdSense, sign up to have a look at One Signal to get notifications across the screen and other things that I've mentioned. But really want to get into if you're going to be a blogger, you need to be into the advertising networks. Buyandsellads.com, I think, is another one. But Anita and Steve, I've only really answered hopefully well enough for that gentleman. Has he left us? Oh, Deej, no, there he is. I don't know whether Des, Claire, Laverne, anybody else here wants.
Karen's waving.
Yeah.
Karen's our resident blogger, aren't you, Karen?
Yeah, I'm making a lot of effort on how to do it better all the time. I actually contacted you the other day on Facebook. Don't know whether you remember. Enjoyed reading your blog that I came across. So a question.
Which one was that, Karen? I think you read The Power of Blogging, didn't you?
Probably, yeah, I think it was, yeah. So my question to you is about guest blogging. Have you done a lot of guest blogging? How do you get into it? Where's the best place to research who to aim for?
Yeah, great question. So I have done guest blogging, but I've been more about having people place articles on my website either for free or at cost. So if your website's got a lot of traffic, in addition to being in the advertising networks, you can charge people to put their articles on your website. So whatever your niche is, whatever the audience is, your avatar that you wish to connect to, I'll answer your question in this way, if I may, Karen. What is the actual keywords that are appropriate for that audience? Then go and into good old Google and put those keywords into Google and see what comes up in terms of the top 10 websites in that niche. And then ascertain how much traffic is going to that website, because obviously the traffic going to that website is your audience as well, because you put your keywords in Google and that they've said these are the websites that's ranking for those particular keywords. So you want to know, like there's BuzzSumo and different places you can go to find out what traffic's going there. But then you want to then have a look at the websites, open them up, read the articles, read some of the content, see that it aligns with what you want to write and the audience that you want to connect to. Are they trying to connect to the avatar that you're trying to connect to? You want to make sure that do I really want my content on this website? And then what you do through the contact page is have a templated email, and you might do this 100 times and get 5 answers or something, but it's worth doing it because you want to send that templated email to the owner of that particular website and ask them if you can put your articles on their website, saying that we seem to have some synergy, we seem to be writing to the same audience, and give them some really excellent information why they should agree to have your content on their website. So how can you add value to their audience? Why do you want to do this? How long have you been around to this? What is it that what are the problems that you're trying to solve? Have this templated email that you send to them and ask if they would be open to having guest posts on your site. Now, you can actually just go to a big friend of yours, Google, and just put in there like things like websites in whatever niche you're in that accept guest articles. And then have a look at those sites and then see whether you want to send your content into those sites. So your objective is to get your content onto those sites, into the blog section, with a call to action or a resource box at the bottom of your content that links back to your content. Now you want to be Birmingham came out there, you want to be. You want to think about this a bit more than just give them the homepage. So I'm going to pick any old phrase. Say that you want to put a piece of content about escaping the 9 to 5. I know I don't know what your niche is, my apologies, but escape the 9 to 5. So you go and find some top ranking escape the 9 to 5 websites. You want to make sure that you've got already some content on your website about escape the 9 to 5. And then when you send your article over to, if they approve this and you send your article over to that website, you want to make sure that the link at the bottom in the resource box at the bottom, the call to action at the bottom of that content that's going on that other website is linking back to your escape the 9 to 5 article, which may well have then a link that goes off to a landing page for escape the 9 to 5. So you want to
Can you put the same article on your website, or is it better not to?
No, I would produce a different one. You can be talking about the same thing, but in a different way. You don't want to produce two identical pieces of content. That website's already getting traffic. It's already got your audience going there, and it's like when we go fishing. If you don't go to a fishing pool where there's no fish, and you sit there all day and you get nothing. So you want to put your content where the people already are. And so the people are already going to that website. So you drop your content into that fishing pool, and then you reel their audience over to your website. But not just the homepage, to a similar piece of, because they've gone there and they've read about escape the 9 to 5. I'm just using that as an example. Well, they want to come to your website and read about escape the 9 to 5. And if you're doing guest blogging and you're bringing them across, you're bringing their fish to your website. In the analogy I'm giving, you want to make sure that you've got a call to action that takes them to a landing page to opt into your list. So you're going to reel their audience in over to you. Now, why would the owner of the other website do that? Well, they'll appreciate that they might lose some of their audience to you, but they will also be aware that you can add value to their website, and they don't have to produce the content themselves. So one of my guest bloggers is Matt Press, who runs Splash Copywriting, and he's producing sales copy and different things for me at the moment. So copywriters are good people who can do guest articles as well. So you can either, the article that you're going to put onto that other website, either write it yourself or use a ghostwriter to do it. Hopefully that's, I don't know if that's helped to answer your question, but.
Yeah, a lot. Would you say there's more value then as a new blogger to guest blog on somebody else's blog than have, I mean, obviously I haven't got the traffic on my website, so it wouldn't make sense, I guess, for other people to want to guest blog on mine, or would it still help me to invite other ones to?
I think when you're starting out, it's good to be doing guest blogging for reasons you've said. You don't have the traffic, but it's also good to a few times a week. It's what I spoke about at the start, having a system and being consistent with it. So you want to also be doing blog commenting. So if you're going after escape the 9 to 5, and you in that example I've used, do guest articles, but you want to go and find websites that are writing, which are ranking in search engines, which are writing about escape 9 to 5. You want to not leave a comment like great post. No, you want to add value to that content and basically let people know through your comment that you are also in that niche and that you can help people. You want to be seen to be the go-to person for it all. So if they keep seeing on escape 9 to 5 websites all across the internet, your comments everywhere, you know, what you want them is there'll be a hyperlink when you produce your content. You put your website in, and again you can put, as I said, put the website link for an article that you've got that's similar to that content you've just read and you're leaving a comment on. Put that link in, not your homepage all the time. You use your discretion, and then you put your email address in, and then if people click on your name, they'll be brought across to your content from the blog comment. So in answering your question, yes, great. Put the content on your own website, maybe use digital bloggers, produce have a Facebook business page and replicate content into there, linking back to your website. Maybe boost posts in Facebook. $30, $40, $50 a month, not very much. And also then do blog commenting and guest blogging. And if you do have a marketing budget, and I appreciate, like me, not to starting out, you might not. But if you do, you can do low cost like blog commenting and things like that. But using what was called Bing, which I think is now Microsoft Ads, or even Google now, when a lot of members are obviously doing YouTube pay-per-click, have been anyway. But how many of us within this community are actually doing contextual ads, so that you're either going to sit and wait and hopefully get your content into the top 10, your articles in the top 10. You want to really use heavily that plugin that I mentioned, the SEO plugin, the all-in-one SEO plugin that will help you with all this. That will really help you get your content ranked, because it's basically telling you what to do a lot of the time. You know, it's telling you whether your content has got enough keywords in, whether the titles are right, and all the rest of it. Because there's a whole training that you can go through about blog structure. But you want to, in terms of contextual ads, if you could have a marketing budget and you could place some ads into Google AdWords, and want to try and get that ad at the top of the search results, so people who search for Escape 9 to 5, using that example again, they might see your ad at the top because it will show at the top. Click it, and then it'll bring them to your blog post. So you could use Google AdWords or blog posts, so that I think where it is really 2021 onwards, blogging really needs you can't really have the sit and wait approach that I had in the early days. You've got to really be promoting your blog content, and you need to have your distribution system. Does it include within it paid ads or not? And if it is, maybe look at doing Google AdWords on your blog content, so that people are brought from the search results, the ads at the top, sponsored ads across to your content. And I know I'm throwing a lot of tips at you, but you know, look into your I can't say this word. I lost a tooth a few months ago. It's just a bit embarrassing, so I can't say this word. But right, SCHEMA. Right, schemas. If you put keywords into Google now, you see at the top, it's got the website, and it's got contact page, and it's got different things. That's a schema. So you want to, you can use the plugin I mentioned to do this as well, but you want to learn how to set those up as well. And so you're going to get your content into Google Maps. This blogging is all consuming in a way. You've got to be known to be the blogger, and not just somebody that does it half face, really, doesn't just turn up now and then. You're either a YouTube, or you're a blogger, or you're an Instagram. Who are you?
Mark, how do you get in front of Google Maps?
Yeah, I was just about to ask that question too.
Yeah, because you with your hiking.
Exactly. I also want to know how to create your own maps, because I was struggling with that.
Right. Anybody that wants to connect with me individually can go to my website and set up a free consultation, because you're not mastermind experience members, because you're members of the community. There's no charge. I just want to help, and it helps me reconnect to my purpose. But with it's all done. There's a lot of it done through plugins. So I've got plugins on my website that's connecting my website to Google News and Google Maps and different places. So I think plugins is a lot of the answer to that. And then filling it out in the plugins, and then it's got links within the plugin pages that you click on, and it takes you out to Google to do various things there. So I've connected my website through a plugin to Google Maps.
That's very kind of you to do that, Mark. Get people to come onto you for a free consultation. I hope a lot of Live Your Life to the Full members watching the recording are going to take Mark up on that. You might regret doing that, buddy.
Go on, Laverne, unmute yourself.
It's one of the when I was doing this mastermind experience as the liaison officer, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and it was overwhelming. It became overwhelming, and that's I don't know, the vulnerability there in saying that is okay, because you have to have balance in your life and acceptance of where you are at a particular point in time and what you want to achieve and what your objectives are. And I wanted to be able to deliver value continually, which I always did. But then what I'm trying to say with all this is that I changed it for working with me on a Tuesday and a Thursday. So I do have time for me and time to travel and all the rest of it. And you've got to have balance.
Yeah, definitely.
Laverne, how you doing? Nice to meet you, sir.
All right, same to you, Mark. Thank you. It's been really interesting what you've been saying. How do you get hold of you then, Mark? Because I don't know. You say you get in touch with you through your website. What is it? Where is your contact?
You can't grab hold of me physically.
No.
COVID. So you can't do it. Just go to. I'm not here to advertise a website, but it is work in progress. I said I started this in October.
Yeah.
Nicemoneypublications.com. There's
Sorry, say that again, Mark.
Nice Money sounds crazy domain, doesn't it? But there is a reason. Nicemoneypublications.com, and then there's form you can complete on there, which will set you up with a call with me.
Oh, that's brilliant. Nicemoneypublications.com. Brilliant. I'm looking forward to this film you got, this video that you say are going to see.
Oh, yeah. Anish and Steve, how much time have we got?
We're fine, we'll run with it. Can we just flick to Eamon first, because I just saw a hand waving there before you share.
Morning, Mark. You said
Eamon, nice to meet you. I'm trying to, Anish and Steve, thanks for keeping up with everybody. I can't see everybody waving at me, but hello. Where are you from, Eamon? Where are you coming in from? How you doing?
I'm in London.
London.
You've been blogging for 10 years or however long. I think Anita made a point earlier that, I'm struggling at the moment going through my SMN modules, and I've just written my first blog, and it took me about 4 hours. And of course, you sat there thinking about what content do you engage with your avatar. So really the question is, you've been blogging so often, so many times, so frequently, where does all your content come from? How do you avoid repeating yourself, or is that actually one of the secrets? You carry on with the same message. Where does all your...
I think it's important to say and have an understanding that 5 out of the 10 years I was running the mastermind experience level. So I haven't consistently blogged for 10 years, but up until that time, and probably 2016, 17, I was. So, and I mean, really a bit back in startup, which I'm enjoying. So that need just to say that. So it's not for the 10 years, but what I would do is think about the challenges that your audience has, and what, as a solution provider, what is it you're trying to do and what you're trying to achieve by helping them, and then really taking them on a journey. So if you was to plan it out like this, which is what I did and what I'm reproducing now, if you put yourself into their shoes, and there'll be lots of, you've got your own issues which brought you to the SFM, so you'll know what they were. Take them from day one on a journey through your content. So you can start to, at the outset, to talk about the problems and the challenges that they have, and how the six-figure mentors or you or any consultations with you or any other products and services that you have can actually help them. But then you want to go and do some research on what content is out there on already, and give yourself an idea for the content you can produce. So to take them on a journey from the challenges that they actually have into sort of categorizing it like this, and then taking them into what are the actual things they could do working from home as solutions for those particular problems. So there's problems to solutions. Then, okay, now we've told them the solution. So if they choose to do Amazon, or they choose to do affiliate marketing or network marketing or consultations or information publishing, and you take them through how can they actually get started with all of those? What would be the things they have to do? What would be the action points? So problems, solutions, solutions being telling them the various things they can actually look at. Thirdly, how they can actually get started, what they have to do, once they've made their choice, what do they have to do to actually get started? Now they've got started, okay, we're choosing that. You've told them that they need to build websites, you've told them about marketing funnels, and you'd have told them about the six-figure mentors and how that can help them with setting up their online presence and all their marketing and everything. And you can take them, excuse me, you can take them past that into things like personal development. But along that journey is also dropping you into the piece. What are you about? What's your mission? What's your purpose? How can you help them? What values do you have? And producing content around that and sharing your story with them. So you're talking about their problems and you're telling them, well, I can relate to that because these were my issues. So you're taking them along this journey, but dropping you in at various parts of that as well. So when I started out, I did exactly that, and it worked because somebody who read blog post 1 could see that I was taking them along a journey. And I think that's a good thing to do. And I think that research is what helps here. So when you're thinking about how does somebody have to get started with an internet business or whatever solution they're choosing, just go and look what content's already out there. What are top content providers producing daily already? And things like Google itself will, what are the trends in the marketplace at the moment? What are people blogging about? What are people producing videos about? Things like that. Hopefully, Eamon, that's a few tips for you. I don't know.
Yeah, that's great. Many thanks, Mark.
Anybody that wants understand that when you produce some blog content, that you don't have to always be trying to get a result. You don't always have to try to be getting somebody to opt in or buy into the SFM or whatever it is, because every piece of content, every blog post has to have a certain objective, the outcome you want for it. So, but don't always try to get the sale. So, and you don't always have to have each piece of content to get into the search engines. So what I mean by that, if you're looking to have your article ranked in the search engines, it has to have a certain structure, and you have to have your header 1, header 2, header 3, your keywords, and it has to be really structured. On-page optimization, it has to be optimized in a certain way for the search engines. But if you just want to share a video, you don't worry about all of that. It's perfectly okay to have shorter pieces of content. If you're just sharing a video or an Instagram post, or you're just sharing something, or you're sharing an inspirational video, inspirational quotes, or whatever it is. So don't always think that every time you sit down, you've got to write a 1,500 word blog post, because you don't. But always remember it when it's something like Saturday, what's the best article I've written this week and how can I repurpose it? And then whether you want to employ an outsourced person to repurpose it into videos, as I've done, and different other things. Excuse me, sorry, I've
You've been talking a long time, Mark.
I made a cup of tea, but I haven't been drinking it.
Can we, for the benefit of people on the recording, Mark, can we see one of your blog posts so people haven't been introduced to yourself?
Yeah. Excuse me. Just Anita and Steve, you talk with your members while I just pull this up then.
Okie dokie. And then we can have a little look at that other vid as well with that young girl. Has anybody got any other questions while Mark's getting all his stuff ready for the share screen?
You said something there, Mark, about repurposing your blog on video.
Yeah.
That means you get people to present videos of your blogs, or how does that work?
Yeah, so if you've done a blog post, maybe 7 tips to do video marketing in a good way, whatever it is, and so you've written all that out. Well, get somebody to turn that content into a video that can act as your video script, and then you can post that in the various video sharing sites. And also, excuse me, sorry, I mentioned about having links back to that blog post, so that YouTube video then is pointing back to your blog post and putting it also into places like SlideShare as well. I've got this frog in my throat.
All right.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah.
Cheers, buddy.
Brilliant shares. There's a lot of stuff I've never even heard of on that you've just shared with us. So fantastic.
Yeah. Just,
who was that?
Des.
So I was going to say, I'm absolutely fascinated. I mean, I'm doing paid video advertising, but I'm absolutely fascinated with everything you're saying at the moment, Mark. So
I'm glad somebody is.
no, seriously, I have difficulty reading and writing. So for me, video's the ideal choice. But there's a lot there that you can adapt. You know, it's about bringing people to your webpage so you reach out to more people at the end of the day. And I've never sort of looked at it the way you've said it. I've been on dozens and dozens of webinars, but you just seem to get things across. So just saying thank you. It's fascinating.
No, it's a pleasure, Des. Thank you for your feedback. I just get things across. I'm glad about that. That's good. My latest blog posts are at that link, and I'm just picking. I've done since October 31, 61. I've done about 90 at the moment, and I'm going to do. I've got a target to produce in 2000.
Crikey. That's certainly getting the content out. So for everyone on the call, that chat, if you want to copy and paste it, so you've got it when it disappears. Anybody not on the call, I'll read it out. So it's https://nicemoneypublications.com/blog/, and that takes you through to Mark's blog. That is this it? This is the one.
Well, there's I'm just picked out one. There's loads of them, but
yeah.
The question I often get asked is how do we make money blogging? And there are several articles on this website about how you can make money blogging. So this is only one of them, and a really good title for a blog post is 5 steps or 7 tips or something. So you can see this one says 5 simple steps to make money as a blogger. Now, I'll talk through this then and share some more tips just as they come up for me in what I see in my own content. And one of the things I see in other people's contents is they don't categorize their blog posts, and they don't tag them, because if we click on this, so every blog post where I'm writing content about blogging itself, I'm categorizing each and every one of them as blogging, because the categories may or may not, depends on the particular search engine, also rank your categories. And in the category section in the WordPress dashboard, making sure you put some sort of description on it, which then shows up at the top. So you can see, look, articles and blog posts published by me relating to all things blogging. So every blog post I've ever done, that's the one I'm working on today. That's not finished yet. Every blog post I've done on blogging then, that's categorized to blogging, when they click from that tag in the blog post itself, they can come and read all of these as well. So
A lot of work gone in there, Mark. Hell of a lot of work.
Yeah, well, that's what I say. It's what we do. So make sure you categorize, if you're writing about blogging, categorize them as blogging. But then what's the actual content about itself? So it mentions these things: blog syndication, blogging for money. And what you're doing here, you're putting the actual keywords in that people are searching for. So you're not don't just write straight from your head and categorize it to anything.com or tag it to anything. put tags and categories that are actual keywords, which is what I've done there.
Yeah.
So you've got, this is, now make sure you, in the URL, you can see it just says make money blogging, so that you've got the keyword in the URL. You type that into the box at the top in the blog post itself, in your WordPress dashboard. So you start off just by writing that, and then when you've written that and you click publish, you've then got the URL published like that, but then go back into it and then write out the full title. So you don't want it to say yourdomain.com, make money blogging, 5 simple steps, da, 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 da. You only want it to say yourdomain.com and the keyword.
Yeah.
Then make sure you've got some sort of secondary title that sort of sticks to the eye. Make money blogging, can I, Mark? Sure you can, but are you ready for the long haul and to build your audience first and monetize your blog later? Because that's what you need to do. So what you're trying to do here, that's a H2 title, that's a H1. Make sure you put a featured image in that relates to the content, so I've chosen that one. And a really great website you can use is pixabay.com. You want to, don't just steal, nick, take other people's images. You want to use websites where you can, which are royalty free, which allow you to use the images. So pixabay.com, there's a lot of them out there, is a really good one. That's one I use, Pixabay. So this image has come from Pixabay. Make sure you use your right navigation bar in the blog section to advertise other products. So I've got my report to build my list there for blogging, and I've got various other things. So design your right navigation bar. I've got the SFM banners. That's something else I do, which are quite fun to do. So make sure you design it so when they're actually scrolling down the post, that's the right navigation bar is scrolling at the same time, because it may catch their eye, and they may go, as they go down, they might click something. They've read this and they click that. You want to make sure it opens in a new window so that it doesn't take them away from your website. Your blog content's still there, and this would open in a new window. So if they click that, it's going to take them to sign up to the SFM. Launch recession for incomes. That's where they can opt in for the video series. So as I'll say it again, make sure you design your right navigation bar with helpful content for your audience. You have an introduction, but you can come and look at this yourself and read it. But these are then secondary header 3s and header 4 titles. So I've said to be a successful blogger, you need to learn about a number of things. And I would say that you need to make sure that you have in place in your blogging system all of those things there.
Do you put this onto Insta as well, Mark? Instagram?
No.
Because you can only have one link on there, can't you? You
can only have one link in your profile in Instagram. I'm not really a big, I'm not an Instagram user, but if I was, I would, what I might do there is at the end of every week, I might go into Instagram and change the profile link to my latest blog post. So I might just put it as this blog section here, give them the link to that so they can see the latest blog posts.
Yeah.
And then if this image here was in Instagram, then I'd want to think about how can I get them from that post in Instagram back to this article, because it's the same image. Right, so this one's about then make money blogging. There are others on this website about how you make money blogging if you want to come and search around it to pick up the content. You have to decide the specific topical niche, create a professional looking blog, post valuable, entertaining or controversial content on your blog. As I said, you can come and read this yourself. A number of ways to monetize it then.
Excellent.
pinging using Google AdWords video, submit your blog to blog directories, reciprocal linking. I don't really want to talk through the content because it's there for you to read, but this and about 3 or 4 others just show you how you can make money blogging. Right. And I've just said before that really good way is the actual advertising networks. Affiliate marketing, yes, linking to the SFM landing pages, using the, so I'll show the video in a moment on that post, but I'll just go back to it. So thought that I just had, we may all agree or disagree, but we have something called the link generator within our SFM dashboards. And we may all disagree that it's underused, but there's a whole load of ready-made webinars, ready-made landing pages. We've got a lot of thank you pages. So if you just select a thank you page, it automatically puts your affiliate link into it. And if you click on it, it'll take you out to that landing page. But you could have, where's the gentleman that asked me about what content to write earlier? Is he with us? Sorry.
Eamon.
Hello, Eamon. Yes. So another idea, blogging ideas, is reverse, and I've done this, is reverse engineer. And I made good money with this. I made some good sales and good opt-ins. I sort of reversed engineered every single page that the SFM had got out there on the internet. Right? You're wanting to get people through affiliate marketing to join the Six Figure Mentors and join our community. So what has Stuart and Jay and the team produced? What's on their websites? What's on the landing pages? What's on the thank you pages? What's on the webinar pages? What's in the videos within the link generator? And reverse engineer them. Don't be a copycat. Don't plagiarize them. But we've got automated. Some users come in. Yeah. We've got some automated webinars in there, haven't we? Like how to make your first 10K on the internet is one of them. So listen to the video, look what's on the page, and in your own words, without copying it, go and create a piece of content and then link from that content to using your affiliate link to that actual webinar, so that you've got connection between what you've wrote and what Stuart says on that webinar page, so that you link the two together. So anybody then that reads your content, then they click it at the bottom, and then they'll be taken across through your affiliate link to that webinar. And then if they join, you're going to get the credit for that. So that there's literally, I don't know how many there are, hundreds. I don't know, I'd have to look again, but there's hundreds. But that will be something you'll find later this year me be doing. I'll be going through every one of them, and I'll be reverse engineering them and creating content around that.
Brilliant.
Great tip,
I
Rob.
tell you what I do as well from an SFM point of view, which is not, it's obviously not blogging, but because I do the Instagram posts, which also then get shared to LinkedIn and wherever, I go and look at what they're doing in Instagram themselves. So if they put a post up in either Mentors or in SFM DEA, I will take, oh, just grab that. Steve's mum. We will grab that content and we'll do something
I'm
similar.
just on a webinar at the moment. Okay.
All right, Mum.
We'll do, I'll take that,
Okay,
and if it's something I think I can do, like you've said, reverse engineer, I'll reverse engineer it and then put my own bit of image to it, and then we put that out, and that goes out as a broadcast, then it goes on to Insta, and then it goes on to LinkedIn. And yeah, because it's, if you're struggling for content yourself sometimes and you need a bit of a boost, I think, well, why not? Because it's SFM we're promoting, so we'll go and see what they're writing about.
What are your competitors writing about? What content are they producing? And you know, like I just said, what are Stuart and Jay producing?
Yeah, it's the same with the cats, Mark. I mean, yesterday I found a guy, he's an animal behaviour guy. He's got 900,000 followers on YouTube, and he did a video yesterday on why it's important to brush your cats. And I thought, right, so straight in, I put a load of comments under the comment section on his YouTube because he's got such a following. So of course people will then come over and see what I was talking about as well. But I thought, right, I'm going to actually, instead of me just showing the grooming of the cats all the time, I'm now going to start doing videos because I keep getting asked questions myself. What brushes should I do? What should I thought, right, I'm going to start doing more content videos where it's not just me grooming a cat, it's me actually doing a solution to their problem about helping them with this is what you need to do. And I was on a call with Stuart yesterday, and Stuart actually said also about healthy feeds. And the light bulb moment dropped and thought, gosh, instead of just going for the money, thinking of how to make the money, like you said at the beginning, and we're doing the merchandise and making the money, start giving more value. And the value is in helping them get over the problems they've got with the cats. So healthy food and treats is one way of helping people rather than giving them these awful treats, these dreamies, which are the naughty treats, and causes all kinds of health issues. So I thought, okay, so it's all about giving and giving and giving rather than trying to work out how we can make some money off the cats.
Tiger doesn't have any choice. He gets whiskers. Well, that's it.
But yeah, that's made me think as well. So thank you.
Yeah, pleasure. All right, then let's do this. Okay.
In today's video, I'm giving you my top tips on how to start a blog and how I was able to start a blog that earns me thousands of dollars a month as a full-time college student. Last year, when I was making over $9,000 a month on my website, I posted a video giving my top tips on how to start a blog that earns you money, and that video has blown up. And now that it's been a year later, my website has grown even more and I'm making over $30,000 a month. So I figured I would come back on here and kind of revisit some of my top tips and expand on them, tell you what I agree with, what I still don't, with what I don't agree with anymore, and then tell you the tips that I've learned within the last year. And I know that this video is going to be super, super helpful for anyone looking to start a blog or that already has a blog, because I wish I would have known these things when I was first starting or even like last year. So this video is with my top tips on how to start a blog that earns you money.
So before we go any further with this, how's time, respecting people's time? This is a 30-minute video, which I'm more than prepared to play all of it. But how does everybody feel? Do you just want to go to my website to watch it? Do you want me to play it now?
What does everyone want to do?
I'll just play it, and when people want to drop off, they can drop off.
Can you put the link in the chat for us?
Yeah, I will. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's probably best if the link goes in and people. What's her name then, Mark? Or what's her video channel called? A YouTube channel.
Sophia Lee.
Sophia Lee. Yeah. Pop it in the chat and then people can copy.
Do you want me to play it? Do you want me to play some of it anyway?
Does anyone want to watch now, or would you rather do it in your own time?
Not half an hour. I think half an hour is too long. It's a bit, because we're over half an hour over now.
I'm wary of everyone's time. Yeah. If we just have the link in the bottom, and then they can go and watch it in their own time.
I'll put the link. Great. I'll put the link in the chat then.
Lovely, jubbly.
Can I?
Yes, so.
Hi, Mark. Thank you. You're doing a fantastic job. Thank you so much for coming and sharing all this great knowledge. Just a few weeks in, really. I started December, I think, and I don't have a background at all in digital marketing or anything like that. I worked in healthcare. I just wondered, if generally a question, when can you publish your website once you've got just the pages up? Can you publish your website and go back in and add blogs retrospectively? Do you know what I mean? Just to get it up and going, because I'm unemployed at the moment and I could do with the income. So I kind of need to get it up and running quickly. I just wondered any experience on that.
So the question is, can you publish your website before you do your blogs? Is that what you mean?
Can you publish it when it's quite limited, when it's just like a skeleton website? Can you still do that.
You don't want to hold back on publishing it until you think you've got enough content on it. You want to publish it straight away. It wants to develop some age in the eyes of the search engines. So if you hold back on publishing it, it'll always, you don't publish it till June 2021, it'll be seen as new. You want it to develop some age.
Yeah. And then you know what you're saying about Google AdSense.
Before you ask me that part of it, you need to be seen in the eyes of your audience and the search engines really as an authority in your niche. So the sooner you can get content that speaks to that on your website, the better. So you want to publish it even if it's got no blog posts on it. You want to set it up. You want to use all the tools to get it set up through WordPress onto the domain and put your home page. And you want to work on your pages first, your home page and your about page and the rest of it. And then I always recommend doing a blog post every day. But if you're not into that, then that's what today's blog post is about. How many times should I blog? But if you're not into that, 2 or 3 times a week. But yeah, so publish as soon as possible. And you're about to ask me a second question.
Just contextually, you're talking about videos, images, text, yeah? And so your content and the words that you use, it's keywords in, does Google recognize what you're saying on a YouTube video? Is that all put into automatic text for them to pick that up? Do you know how that works?
YouTube will recognize the keywords in a YouTube video from basically what you tell it. You tag the key.
That's not heard. It's not through sound, for instance.
No, not that I'm aware. Anita and Steve, I don't believe so. They do video more than I do. Yeah. You have to tell them what the content is about from the tags. Yeah, from the tags. Yeah. And what you put in the description box in YouTube as well. If you use that. Thank you, Des. All the best, Des. Des is leaving us. What's I going to say? If you treat the description box in YouTube as if it's a blog post, you can use up all the space there to write some content talking about what your video is about, but make videos about, but link back to your website. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure. So nobody wants to watch videos. I don't do many, so I'll share somebody else's. So, but has anybody else got any questions? I'm here for as long as you need.
That's a great link with that Sophia. So I would recommend if you want to watch that. I mean, you can play it for 5-10 minutes, Mark, if it'll get everyone to have a flavour of it, if everyone's up for it.
If you'd like me to, yeah.
It's up to you guys. You guys, if you're time sensitive, you let us know.
Okay, a really quick update on me and my blog. So I started my blog by Sophia Lee when I was a sophomore in college. And over the last 3 years, I have grown it into what is now my full-time job. So I actually just graduated college 3 weeks ago. But for the last 3 years of me starting this blog, I've been juggling being a full-time college student and working full-time on my website, which I'm kind of just telling you that in case you are a student yourself or you have a job and want to start a blog that makes you money, it is 100% possible. Obviously, I did it, but it is hard work. Like, I treated it like a job from the beginning, and it takes a lot of time, but it is totally possible, and you can definitely do it. So in this video, I'm going to be going over my top tips on how to start a blog that earns you money. And a lot of the tips that I am going to be talking about are from my previous video, but I'm going to be expanding on them even further. So this is almost like the advanced version of the previous video. And then I'm also going to be including more tips that I've learned recently. And a lot of these, basically I would recommend if you're a brand new blogger to check out my previous video, watch this video too. This will be loaded with tips also. But then I have a how to start a blog guide that goes through every single step that I did on starting my own website, and you can do it really easily. I have it broken down so it's super easy to understand. And that is linked in the description, will take you directly to my website. So let's get into the tips. My first tip for starting a website that makes money is so important, and I 100% agree with my last video on what I said about this, and that is that you need to have a self-hosted WordPress website if you are looking to start a blog that makes you money. So if you're looking to just start a hobby blog that you do for fun, this is not necessary, but if you want to have a blog that generates an income, then this is an absolute must. So the only reason that I started a self-hosted website when I was first starting my blog was because the bigger bloggers were on a self-hosted website, and I was seeing that that was really important. And I also saw that you could do it for like $3 a month. So I was like, this isn't gonna kill me or anything. But now that I've been in the blogging game for a while, I know exactly why it is so important. And I'm gonna try to keep it really simple because it can get a little confusing. But basically, if you are on a hosted website versus a self-hosted website. So a hosted website would be websites like Blogspot or Wix or Squarespace, like anywhere that you have your blog name, and then you would, so like, for example, it'd be like bysophialee.blogspot.com. That is just an example of a hosted website. So that means that Blogspot owns my website, and they could do whatever they wanted with it if they wanted to. But more importantly is that ad agencies and brands will take you a lot more seriously if you have a self-hosted website, and a lot of their application forms to get on these ad agencies or brands or whatever actually require that you answer the question, is your website a self-hosted website or is it a hosted website? So this is just something that if you're looking to take this seriously, it's really important. And the exact host that or exactly what I use for my self-hosted websites are Bluehost and then Big Scout. So I actually, if you are just starting out and you want something that is extremely cheap, I highly recommend Bluehost. That's what I started out with. And I have a blog post that goes step by step through exactly what I did to start my Bluehost website. You can do it in like 30 minutes, and I think it's like $2.95 a month. It is so cheap. And that's why I went with Bluehost, because I didn't have money to spend on my blog. So I wanted the cheapest thing that I could possibly get for hosting. But I love them for two reasons. One, cheap. Okay, I know I'm harping on that so much. Two is because their customer service is amazing. So that's what I started out with. And then once my blog started getting a substantial amount of views, so once I was at like 250,000, I had to upgrade my host, and I'm now with Big Scouts. So Big Scouts is a lot more money than Bluehost is, which is why I still recommend Bluehost if you're just starting out. But Big Scouts is amazing. I've only had great experience.
So before she continues, we of course appreciate that we get ours through Digital Business Lounge. So we've got our own self-hosting anyway, but obviously she's not aware of that and talking about what she uses.
With them. And if you are more of an advanced blogger who's looking for a faster website and you're getting a ton of views, like I would say if you're getting over 200,000 views, then I would highly recommend Big Scouts. I've had nothing bad happen with them. So highly recommend that. If you're serious about getting into blogging and earning money from it, you need to have a self-hosted website. My second tip for you is one that I still agree on from my previous video, and that is that having a professional looking website is really important. If your website looks professional, your readers are automatically going to think that you are more credible, and while they're reading your post, they're going to think that you know what you're talking about. And the easiest way to get a professional looking website is by using a theme. So I have used my same theme for the last 3 years, and it is from 17th Avenue Designs. You can go check out my website and see what it looks like, but it has given me no problems. It's beautiful and it's really easy to use. I also would recommend checking out Etsy. They have all different types of themes, and they have all different prices too, but they start at $10. So you can get that for super affordable.
Hey Mark, can we stop on that one, please?
Yeah, nice one.
Thank you. That certainly gives us a
Like I
taster.
said before, I have had the same thing for the last 3 years.
She likes to talk, can't shut her up.
I think there's some great tips there. You know, all the names she's mentioning, we haven't heard any of them, Mark. I think that's going to be super helpful, that, buddy. Thanks a lot, mate.
So if you go to my website and your particular interest is make money blogging, at the top right hand side there's like a search box. Click on the little icon for search and just type make money blogging, and all the blog posts will come up that I've written related to make money blogging. And within one of them there is that 22-year-old girl who's made 30 grand from it amazes me. She was a student and over 3 years turned it into 30,000.
Amazing, isn't it? Absolutely
Brilliant.
amazing. From nothing to that sort of income. Brilliant. Drive and determination, you see.
Yeah. Okay. So Richardson's, am I able to take leave now, or do you want anything else from me?
I think we can. I just want to say a quick hello to Terry. Terry, I know you've just joined us. We're right on the end of this webinar. So the recording will go out, so you will get it. So we've had Mark with us since 9:30 this morning, and he's talked his socks off, he has.
Brilliant. It's been brilliant, Mark. Thanks very much for doing this. And
I hope they're clean.
and please, guys, hit Mark up on that free offer on the chat with him, the consultation. I hope a lot of people will take Mark up on that offer.
Deej is wanting to come out there. Deej,
I will, yeah.
I was clapping.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's a clap.
I thought that was a wave.
No, that was a mark of appreciation.
Yeah, nice one, Mark. Let's
So, yeah,
give Mark a
thanks so
clap.
much, Mark. A lot of value, a lot of great ideas and things that I want to implement now. So
I'm just putting my sock back on. Okay.
Brilliant. So that's give you loads of inspiration, Karen.
yeah, for
Brilliant.
sure, absolutely.
It's good to get on with somebody who's done it before you, isn't it? And hear what they've gone through and the amount of work that's going into it as well. I mean, hats off to you, Mark. I mean, I'm looking at that blog thinking, oh my God.
I have no idea how you write a blog every day. I struggle with one a week.
It's like that. It's like that at the start, but it becomes a habit. So, and you become quite annoyed at yourself if you haven't done it. It just, when you start writing, it just flows.
How much time do you put into writing a blog each day?
Probably a couple of hours. Yeah.
It takes me about 6 hours to write a blog, I think.
Yeah, but then over time you get better at it, and time will just reduce. So I look at it from, it's what I am, it's what I enjoy doing. So it doesn't really matter how long, 2 hours, 3 hours, so it doesn't really matter. I work on the website at the moment every day, and it is a relaunch anyway. So October, November, December into January. See where we are in 12 months. So.
And we saw you on the not on the leaderboard. You were on the visionary call with a shout out, weren't you, at the beginning of the month?
I noticed that.
Yes, with your, was it an MM sale?
I made 2 all-in sales, yeah.
2 all-in sales.
Yeah.
From your blogging, which you only started in October.
Well, yeah, but I think one of them was already signed up to me from blogs before, but any sign-ups have come initially from blogs,
Yeah. So, brilliant.
Yeah. Nice one, Mark.
Excellent.
Well, thanks very much, mate, for doing this. We really appreciate it. It's been fantastic.
What I take away from this is one thing, big thing, is reconnecting to the community that I didn't leave. It was time out from 2011 till June 2020, just been heavily involved, and I've had 6 or 7 months away. So this is really great for me to reconnect. It's lovely. So thank you very much for inviting me to join you, and it's helped me in that way. It's great to see some fellow members, new ones I've not met before. Sophie, Karen, Deej, and the ones I can see on the screen, Terry, and it's great. It's great to reconnect. It makes me feel like I'm back anyway.
Brilliant.
Yeah, we dragged you back in.
Nice one, Mark.
I'll see you in Cheshire when we get past COVID.
Definitely.
Definitely.
We can't wait to hit that Chester meetup again. We did actually book one, and we had to cancel it on the same day because they changed the rules.
It's whether you allow Staffordshire people across the border into Cheshire.
Yeah.
Mind you, we're planning on Cyprus before probably the next Chester meetup, but it's whether we can get
Come on out. Everybody come on out when the time's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll definitely do that, Mark. We'll do a Live Your Life football in Cyprus for sure.
Yeah.
Nice one, buddy.
Brilliant.
All right.
Thank you so
Cheers.
much, Mark.
Right.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, sorry for being late.
Oh, you're all right, Terry?
This work gets in the way again, but yeah, I watched the. When does the recording come out? Is it later on in the day or?
I'll be uploading it shortly, and then you should get it a bit later on this afternoon. Yeah.
Okay then. Thanks so much.
We normally
If
try and keep it to an hour, but they normally go over a good hour. Sometimes.
Yeah. But
I'm
we
sure
had,
the time
Mark
will
was in. Mark was in flow there, and he gave so much value
Yeah.
about blogging there. So it was, you know, stuff I've never ever heard of. He was talking about, and I thought, my God.
Mm.
So if you are like Karen does blogging, and I know it's been super helpful for Karen. It's
Yeah.
given me sort of food for thought if I'm doing anything on the cat side of business. Obviously, the SFM side, we do paid marketing with YouTube, so I won't be blogging on that side of things, but I might go into it on the cat side of things because I don't want to do paid marketing or anything on that thing. But yeah,
Okay.
food for thought. But
All
nice
right,
to
well,
see you on it anyway.
and you. Nice to see you guys again.
All right.
and, I'll watch it later on. Thanks very much.
Great.
Yeah,
Okay.
all right.
See you
Take care,
guys.
guys.
Bye. Bye.
Terry, do you want to hang on a second?
Oh.
Not Terry Keeble, Terry Mellors, sorry.
Oh, okay.
We've got two Terrys.
Oh, am I in trouble?
Can't be too
You're in
bad.
trouble.
You're in trouble, young man. You're in trouble.
See you later, guys.
Stay back after school.
All right.
See ya.
Bye, guys. Let me just stop recording.